no sign of an intrusion or a forced entry at Wheeler's. We are now attending Cordorado in Clegg Street.
Perhaps it was an earthquake.
What?
Set all the alarms off. You know, subliminal. The earth's moved and we haven't noticed.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, look, there's a ladder here, look.
Can I ask you what you're doing, please?
Trying to get some bloody sleep!
Where's Sergeant Wells?
He'll be back in a moment, sir.
Hello, Norman. What are you in for?
The usual, sir.
Yeah, what happened to that hostel we put you in?
The usual.
You haven't seen that flasher lately, have you? You know, the one in the park.
Without going in the park, Dan Moore, Mr. Frost is full of undesirables.
Yeah, very wise. Oi, you! Get off that desk! And you, Jack. Out of it. Ain't you got no home to go to?
What's the charge? Criminal damage. It is not criminal damage. It's justifiable homicide. That alarm deserves to die. It goes off every time a pigeon breaks wind. Cordorado. Right. I'll do the owner next.
I'll see you in the morning, Bill.
6 times in the last fortnight. 6 times!
Thank you, sir.
Morning, Johnny.
Morning, Jack.
Oh, cheers.
Don't forget Mrs. McKendrick's dog, will you?
All right.
Old Mallet's looking for you, Governor.
Is he? Where are we going?
Cordorado. Electrical store. They got down for 30 grand's worth last night.
Oh, dear.
Well,
Cry wolf, sir.
I beg your pardon?
Cry wolf, the alarms. The number of false alarms has been going through the roof lately. We think maybe a gang's setting them off deliberately, waiting for us to check and clear, sussing which owners get blasé and then picking their spot.
And CID are happy with that, are they? The thought that burglars can plunder the town at will? What am I supposed to tell the Denton News? Sandy Longford sitting smirking in my office at this very moment.
If you could just leave it with us, sir.
I intend to. A superintendent has quite enough to do without worrying about crime.
Business community is losing confidence, Mr. Mullet.
Progress with the commercial burglaries is being made.
Yeah, mostly by the burglars.
And you see, Sandy, many people, and sadly I must include the Denton News in this criticism, fail to look beyond the reported crime figures as a yardstick for measuring police performance. It is through our relationship with the local communities that progress towards an increase in trust and confidence, and consequently a genuine decrease in crime, can be achieved.
So, an arrest isn't imminent.
I'm referring, of course, to our relationship with the ethnic minorities, who form such a vital and vibrant part of our community. Now, Denton has a number of uniformed officers drawn from...
One black, one brown, one Welsh.
Drawn from all parts of the racial spectrum. And it gives me great pleasure to announce the arrival of our very first non-white CID officer. His name is Carl Tanner. He joins us from the Basingstoke Crime Squad, and he starts tomorrow.
And you hope this appointment will diffuse racial tension within the town?
What racial tension?
Well, you deny there is any?
Of course I deny there's racial tension. I've never heard anything so absurd.
He's a little rascal, isn't he, sir?
Longford. It's inflammatory. Well, he's burned his bridges with me this time. No more interviews, ever.
That's right, sir. You let him buy his own chocolate biscuits. Hey, what about that new detective constable, though?
I'm assigning him to the Commercial Burglary Initiative. Bring some order to your chaos.
Oh. I see.
It's definitely out of order, isn't it? I mean, there are guys in a crime squad queuing up for CID. And this shiner gets the job just because he happens to be the right colour.
How do you get the job then, Cottam? Offer your body to the chief constable? Where is he?
He's in your office, Gov.
All right, son? I understand you met the others.
Yeah. They told me to wait in here.
Quite right. It's more salubrious in here, isn't it? Right. Well, let's have a quick rundown of the filing system, shall we? In, out, LBW.
LBW.
Let the buggers wait. What's that say?
Mac Dog?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You know why I'm here, don't you, sir?
Come to solve our burglaries.
It's 'cause I'm black.
Well, that's why it's got solved.
Positive discrimination, right? See, there's 2 other guys in the crime squad far better qualified for this attachment than me.
Ah, that's Mr. Mullet. Yeah. Forward thinking, we all have to suffer for it.
Oh, no. I mean, I can handle it. The backbiting. And I wanted to work with you.
Oh. Really? Most people think it's like getting the black spot. Still, it won't show on you, will it? Come on. Arthur, what can I do with you?
Non-accidental injury reported from St Mary's Hospital, Jack. A 3-year-old boy.
Yeah, right. I'll catch you up, okay, son?
I just thought you'd want to know. The family's name is Bell. Bronte House, East Dean Estate.
Matthew Bell, not Natalie's kid.
Yeah.
Well, there we are, son. Welcome to the East Dean Estate. Crime Academy of Denton.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yes. We'll hear a lot more, I tell you. If there was a blagging in Torremolinos, half the gear would end up here on the East Dean.
You slut!
Now listen, you just get out of my flat. Go on, now!
You
I
slut!
want you out. I don't want you
You're
out.
not fit to
Get
run
out!
fight,
Now!
boy!
Get out!
Miss Natalie Bell, Detective Inspector Frost. This is Detective Constable Tanner. Child Protection Team asked me to visit. Thank you. Oh, hello. Who's this?
He's a friend. He's just leaving.
Don't look at me, man. I don't take kids. It's a white man thing.
Oh. That's a rather racist remark, sir. What did he want?
I told you, he's a friend.
Oh, on home ground now, unlike you.
And what are you doing on home ground? That's more to the point. You're trying to blow me out or what?
No, I'm not. I got worried about you when I heard. You know I worry about you.
So you come here.
Child protection is CID's responsibility, Natalie. It would look fishy if we didn't attend. So, where's Matthew?
Left him at his nan's.
Is he okay?
No bones broken.
Good. So, who?
Oh, who do you think?
Your latest?
Yeah, Phil Aspinall. He come round last night, drunk as per. Matthew wound him up because Phil can't stand noise like, and bang, bastard.
So where's darling Phil now?
Oh, no idea. He was too pissed to drive us to the hospital. When I got back, he'd thrown up on the carpet and left.
All right, we'll nick him.
Yeah, you do that. You find him and I'll nail him. The rest between you and me, right? But this one ain't grassing. This one's personal, and I'll go in the box if I have to.
All right, now calm
Listen,
down.
I may be a slag, but nobody hits my kid, and he knows that. I want everyone to know it, right?
All right, now just calm down. We'll get him. Go and put the kettle on, will you, son? Sit down there, let's... That's, what I owe you from our last piece of business. Don't worry, we'll get Aspinall. Don't suppose you've got anything else for me at the moment, have you? It's all right, don't worry, he's one of us. It's just that I need something on these commercial burglaries. Come on, Natalie, come on. Come on, you must have something for me, eh? Come on.
Davis Clark, Hathaway House, flat 16.
Clark? I didn't know he was into burglary.
Nah, drugs. He started dealing again.
Oh, right, fine. Well, we'll get him. Come on, Natalie, about these burglaries.
Sorry, no.
There must be something floating about. You know, an iffy camcorder, electric drill.
Just leave it, can't ya?
The real diamond, my little Natalie. Been running her for the last couple of years. But she's not common knowledge. Sergeant Hanlon, the DCI, and you. So let's just keep it that way, shall we? Have you used a sledgehammer, have you?
Please, stay where you are.
Mr. Clark, sorry, sir, your front doorbell wasn't working. Come on. Now, we have reason to believe that you've been contravening the Misuse of Drugs Act on these premises, Mr. Clark.
What do you mean, man? I'm clean.
Washing is not the habit I'm interested in, sir. Well? No. Anything?
Not yet.
Gov?
Yes. Mr. Clark? Tragic news, I'm afraid. Your goldfish is about to OD on cocaine.
Well, I hope the incident was sensitively handled.
Don't worry, I'll give it a decent burial. What? The goldfish. After the post-mortem, of course.
Goldfish are not my prime concern at the moment, as you well know.
Nor mine, sir. But at least this one died happy.
Jack, I think you better step into my office.
Yes. Here you are, son. Go and get yourself a cup of tea. But steer clear of the turkey sandwiches, will you?
Close the door, will you? It's a great pity this Davis Clark isn't white.
I'll pop down the store, sir, and get a can of emulsion.
You know what I'm talking about. The East Dean estate is becoming a racially sensitive area.
Why, just because Sandy Longford says so?
No, but perhaps he's more in touch than you are, certainly sharper at his job. While you were out breaking down black people's doors, another commercial burglary took place. Thorogood's in the business park. Broad daylight this time.
I did have a non-accidental injury to attend to. That was apart from the drugs. I suppose that's of no consequence. Little kid getting bashed up.
Don't be facile. Of course these things are of consequence. But that's £200,000 worth of stolen goods on this division in the past month. So, when the Chamber of Commerce phone up for their daily gripe, can I put them on to you?
Might as well have a game of Chinese checkers. Those coloured pins are naff all use for anything else. Unless, of course, we make an effigy of Mr. Mullet.
There has to be some pattern, Gov.
The only pattern was all those alarms being set off on purpose. Now they're not that on there.
What about Thorogood's? Could have been a different gang, except the alarm was tampered with. You know, if you ask me, someone out there's got expertise.
Well, it certainly wasn't the bloke who cooked this chicken. Well, why don't you go off home to bed?
No, I'm fine.
No, you're not. You're trying to impress me. Certainly isn't necessary, son. I get them all thrown at me, you know. Chief constables, nephews, trigger-happy husbands, demoted inspectors. As long as you're a pig first and black second, you and me get along fine. Oh, damn. Aspinall. I haven't done anything about Aspinall, have we? Frost. Cheers, Arthur. Wickham's cash and carry on the trading estate. Uniform reckon they've rumbled a burglary.
Get out of here! Come on!
There's one still here.
Suspects leaving in white van. One still on scene.
Looks like a bit of sweatshirt on the glass. Emerald green and blood, quite a lot of blood. Suspect escaped over the roof. We're not in pursuit.
Better get in touch with the hospitals, Arthur.
We had a call.
Dr. Shakir?
Yes?
You treated a glass wound, sir.
Half an hour ago. 10 stitches in the ball of the right thumb. Lucky it missed his wrist. There.
Did he say how it happened?
The usual. Fight outside a pub.
Name of person treated is Mark Vivian Lansdale. Date of birth 27th of the 2nd, 75. Address 271 Rossetti House, East Dean Estate.
Yes.
Mrs. Lansdale?
Yes?
Sorry to disturb you so early, love. Detective Inspector Frost, Denton Police. Is Mark at home?
Yes? In bed?
Well, could you go and wake him up? We need to speak to him.
Mark? Mark?
Do you mind if we come in? No?
Some nice consumer durables in the living room, Gov.
Oh, Mark Lansdale. Put some clothes on, son. I can't talk to a pair of Y-fronts. Where were you at 11 o'clock last night, Mark?
Why?
I think it's simpler if just one of us asks the questions. Were you at home?
No.
Oh, you were? Where were you?
My mate's house.
Your mate? What mate?
I'm not dropping him in it as well.
Dropping him in what?
In this! You think I've been out burgling?
Wouldn't be the first time if you had, would it, Mark? Huh?
Nothing for 2 years, Chief. Your computer should tell you that.
Have you got a green sweatshirt?
What?
A sweatshirt, emerald green.
Emerald green? I don't think so.
Why is that? Not cool enough, eh? How do you manage to look so cool, Mark, eh? I mean, Y-fronts apart. How can you afford it? You're unemployed, aren't you?
I save me benefit. And I don't do drugs.
What do you do, then? Stay at home every evening with dear old Mum, wondering which one of your 3 videos you're going to plug in? Got your hand?
Yeah.
How'd you do that, then?
Cut it. Last night.
What'd you cut it on?
Glass.
Glass? What sort of glass?
Glass. Glass, you know, for beer.
So you were in the pub?
I told you, I was at me mate's house.
What were you doing then, you and your mate? Having a fight?
No. The glass broke in my hand when I was washing up.
And did you seek medical attention after this domestic mishap?
Yeah. I went down to casualty at St. Mary's. They gave me 10 stitches.
I bet you told the doctor that you'd been in a fight.
Yeah.
And now you're trying to tell me that you cut your hand doing the washing up.
Well, I was a bit drunk, wasn't I? At the hospital. And washing up's not a very cool thing to do, is it?
Ah, you wanted to retain your street cred.
Yes.
Mm. In other words, you tell lies. So if I were to ask you, did you in fact cut your hand last night while doing a burglary at Wickham's Cash and Carry, and you said no, I wouldn't know whether to believe you or not, would I?
You and your little boy can believe what you like. You can't prove nothing. I've done my good citizen bit. Now I'm going home.
Well, he's got form, hasn't he? He's on the dole and he's got a flat full of bent gear.
Except we don't know the gear's bent yet, Gov.
No, that is why I am being a good, upright copper and I'm not detaining him.
But if he goes out burgling, why would he give the hospital his real name and address?
Well, I don't know, do I? Pain, shock, villains, they're not supermen, are they?
Gov.
Yes, all right, I'll tell you one thing. Putting the wind up pond life is much better than piddling about with coloured pins. Anyway, thank you. Frost. Oh, hello, love. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I haven't forgotten it. Has Aspinall come back? You're okay, are you? Good. It's just that I haven't had a chance.
I didn't expect otherwise. I've got something for you. Yeah, about the burglaries, but it'll cost. No, it's more than names.
All right. How's Matthew?
Fine.
Good. Where is he now?
Doreen's.
That's his nan's, right?
I saw you this morning on the estate.
Oh, yeah.
I had been planning to phone you anyway. Then I saw you leave him with Mark Lansdale. He was in the wheat sheaf last night with Richie Gibbs.
Who?
Richie Gibbs. In my flat the other morning.
Oh, yes, him, man.
Errol Baker was with him.
Was he really?
Richie's staying with him.
So?
So, did you know Errol bought a van a while back?
No.
He don't keep it on the estate. Trying to start his own removals business, apparently. I thought Mark must be working for him. Errol drops him off sometimes. It weren't till last night I twigged what they're working at.
Where did you get that?
In the pub last night. Mark Lansdale sold it to me. They was doing a good trade.
I always said that you were a diamond.
I've got to go.
Yeah. Natalie. Just, hey, Natalie, you be careful, right? Ta-da! Check that out, will you? Stolen property, Cordorado, serial numbers thereof. Now we can disturb Mr. Lansdale's beauty sleep again in the morning.
See, Jack, a lot of people whinge about positive discrimination. But if you don't have positive discrimination, you're left with negative discrimination. That leads to inertia, perpetuating the status quo.
I used to quite like them.
You've got to get proportional representation.
What are we talking about now? Politics?
In all ranks. Oh. When you got a black superintendent, that's when you don't need to push the tanners of this world through the system anymore. Because it'll happen naturally.
How did Mullet get there, then? He's not black. He's certainly not natural.
3291. What? Easteen. Burning cars?
No, it's a flat apparently, sir, but we've no reason to suspect it's a public order situation, but you did have to be informed. So,
What number?
Sorry, sir?
What number?
I don't know yet. It's Bronte House.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, as I say, sir, it's probably just a house fire.
Excuse me, we'll come through. Inspector Frost. Thank you. She wasn't burned. The smoke got her.
The super's here, Gov.
Good morning, sir.
Cause?
Well, Socko and Lab Liaison haven't arrived yet, but the fire officer reckons it was petrol.
Arson.
Very.
Was she known to you, the deceased?
Yes, sir, she was.
So, house-to-house inquiries.
We'll be starting shortly, sir. Though I don't expect very much. None of the neighbours evacuated last night saw or heard anything.
You mean there's a conspiracy of silence?
I don't think so, sir.
Meat and drink to that rabble-rouser Longford, of course. I think I might call a press conference. Take the heat out of the situation.
I think the fireman already did that, sir.
Carry on.
Yes, sir.
Come.
I'm pulling Lansdale, Errol Baker and a guy called Gibbs. That all right?
What, for this?
Well, we'll start off with burglary and we'll see what happens.
Burglary? Jack, you've already had Lansdale in once.
I've got fresh evidence. I had fresh evidence last night. Do you know what this is, Mark?
A camcorder in a plastic bag.
Correct. Have you ever seen it before?
No.
Quite sure?
Yeah.
Were you in the Wheatsheaf Public House on Rydale Street the night before last?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Only yesterday you told me you were in your mate's house.
You asked me where I was at 11 o'clock. We were at the pub before that.
I see. I stand corrected. So who's we then, Mark? Hey? Who's we?
Me and Errol.
Errol Baker?
Yeah.
Ah. And it was at his place you went to do the washing up?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
'Cause I know how you feel about Errol.
I think it's a case of how Errol Baker feels about us. I hear you're working with him.
Yeah, well, you hear a lot then, don't you?
That give you a problem, does it, me hearing things?
Yeah.
You're in the removal game. You, Errol Baker, and Richie Gibbs. The serial number that's on this camcorder is the same one that's on this sheet of paper which contains a list of items that were removed, i.e. stolen, from Cordorado 3 nights ago. So how come you were saying this in the pub?
What did Lansdale say?
Well, he denied all knowledge and went stum.
So?
So he's on to Baker and Gibbs. There's no way that their stories will match under cross-examination, and Lansdale's already told Porky's. Natalie gave me their names, Jim, and now she's dead.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yo, watch out.
Morning, Errol. Could you spare us a few minutes? Down at the Nick.
You can't do this, man! This is the 1990s!
Yeah, I've got a calendar. Thank you, Mr. Baker.
Inspector Frost wants him booked in. Oh, and him.
Look, we don't know nothing about no burglaries, all right?
No one's saying you do.
What do you mean no one's saying?
Waiting for me, son.
Yes, Gav.
What? So what's going down? I mean, who's brass, eh?
Errol sounds his usual happy self. Let's go and grab a sandwich while he works out his aggression on Sergeant Wells. What you got there, son? Your Christmas present list, isn't it?
I've been doing a bit of digging. For background, you know, with the PNC and the collator. And these are all people who live on the East Dean estate who have been arrested in the last 2 years. Can you remember which of them Natalie fingered?
Well, that one. That one, I think, yeah. That one. Yeah, him. Him, no. One's marked with a red spot. What's the red spot mean, son?
It means brace code 3. Every single person Natalie gave you was black.
Oh?
Why hadn't you noticed?
No, I hadn't noticed. What difference does the colour make if they're at it?
None whatsoever.
Come on, son, come on. Get it off your chest. What's it you're trying to say? Are you trying to say that Natalie shouldn't have informed on them because they were black? Or that we shouldn't have done anything about it because they were black? Bit of a U-turn for you, son, isn't it, eh? You who hates positive discrimination so much.
I just think it's cause for concern, Gov.
My cause for concern is that Natalie has been murdered.
Yeah, and 3 black guys are in the frame for that as well.
Yes, and if they're banged to rights, I'll have them with their black, white, pink or purple.
Yeah, but Lansdale is not banged to rights, Gov. Nor Gibbs or Baker. Not for the burglaries, not for anything. All right. Maybe everybody else that Natalie gave you were guilty. But why no whites, huh? Why? It just doesn't make any sense.
Jack, wanted a reception.
All right, I'll go out and nick a few for you if you like.
Oi! What's up with you?
Earache. What are you doing here anyway? I thought you'd been banned.
Mallett's changed his mind. Give us a minute. I'm here for an in-depth interview. He's realised he needs the evening news, Jack. You all do.
No, I don't. It's too thick for bog paper and too thin for curtains.
Especially now things have turned really nasty on the East End. Of course, it's obviously racial.
You know, I've always said this about you, Sandy. You're in the finest tradition of journalism. You never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Bit like you at the moment, by all accounts. Lifting people on the off chance. Doesn't go down too well, Jack, not nowadays.
I don't lift people on the off chance. I act on information received.
Well, so do I, mate.
No.
Errol Baker's girlfriend phoned when I was leaving the office. She claims Errol was dragged into a police car.
If Errol Baker won the pools, he'd punch the postman.
But he hasn't won the pools, has he, Jack? He's just an old favourite.
Jack?
Yes.
Front desk.
Yes, I'm coming.
Oh, and Mrs. McKendrick phoned and all. About her dog.
Ah, Mr. Purcell?
Yeah. Right.
Right, well. I understand you have some information for me.
Yeah. It's about Mark Lansdale, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the other two you got in here.
Right.
Ah! They're innocent! Innocent! You understand? You understand? Now, you do them, you get done. Now, I want you to tell me that they ain't gonna get done. Tell me!
You prat! I had him then!
Get us right off it! Get out! Get out! Let me grab it! Will you get out? Get out! Go back! Get
Just help him with our inquiry, sir.
From the East Dean estate, your assailant.
Apparently. Name's Ian Purcell. He's drugged up to the eyeballs.
Have you ever been on the riot training course?
No.
I have. It's frightening. And of course, when the lid finally blows on the East Dean estate, when the barricades go up and the petrol bombs and the lumps of concrete start flying, it won't be you out there leading the thin blue line, will it? It'll be me.
With respect, sir, don't you think that we're just overreacting a little bit?
Rioters enjoy overreacting, Jack. It's the whole point of a riot.
You're trying to tell me that I shouldn't do my job?
Tension is high. A flat has been burnt, and yet you insist on hauling black residents off the estate.
I had good reason for pulling Lansdale.
Twice? On the basis of a cut thumb?
Cut thumb and?
None of the goods found in his flat was stolen. Not one item. The checks were completed while you were out putting on your floor show for Sandy Longford. Oh, and Jim Allen's downstairs with Lansdale's mother.
I have men friends, right? Regular men friends. And one of them, he works at General Stores, yeah? In the electrical department. The staff there, they're allowed to buy, what do they call it? Discontinued lines. things that don't get sold in the sale. They buy them cheap. And he buy them and give them to me from time to time.
As presents?
Half presents. Half, you know.
In other words, you're on the game and this fella pays you in electrical goods.
I don't mind. Them I don't want, I sell easy enough. But it have nothing to do with Mark. None at all. Mark's a good boy. He don't say nothing about his mother.
Yes, well, it might have saved a lot of trouble if he had, Mrs. Lansdale. Or if you had come forward sooner.
It don't make no difference what I said earlier. It's Mark he wanted.
She'll have to give us the name of her man friend, of course. But if she does that and it checks out, and the gear came out of Jenner's in the square. Mullet told you about the blood as well, did he?
Blood? You're talking about blood?
At Wickham's. Doesn't match Lansdale's wrong group.
But the camcorder, the one that Lansdale sold to Natalie, that was definitely nicked out of Corderado.
If he sold it to Natalie. Now, I can't see we can even stick him on for handling. All you've got is the word of a dead informant. Look, Jack, I'm really sorry about Natalie, but there it is.
Yes, there it is. All right for us to crash about now, is it?
Yep, sure, sir. Seat of the fire was definitely here in the hallway. There's some fragments of burnt rag, and you can still smell petrol on one or two bits of door glass. No way out.
All right, no need to paint a picture. Do the living room, will you?
Any idea what we're looking for, Gav?
Not a clue, son.
In what was left of the fireplace. There's nothing much else.
Her earnings.
You still think it was someone she grassed up?
20 suspects, and they're all black. Mr. Mullet won't approve.
Yeah, but if nobody knew.
Oh, come on. We were in this flat 2 days ago. I wasn't exactly over discreet when I met her last night.
Oh, right. So it's your fault she's dead?
Well, who else's? She was my snout, my responsibility. I'm the copper with a common touch, eh, son? I'm the one that sits in the charge room every night, getting to know life's unfortunates. Trouble is, I don't get to know anyone. If I did, I wouldn't needed you to have sussed out what Natalie was doing.
Oh, come on, Gov. I haven't sussed out anything. I mean, I don't know why she did it. You know, it could all be a coincidence.
All I did was to use the poor little girl. Like I use everyone. For the sake of the job. because the poxy job's all I've got.
You know, all this could be a domestic. Huh? Nothing to do with grassing. So what I reckon is we should go and find Aspinall, the boyfriend who thumped her kid. I mean, he's not black, is he?
I didn't even get that right for her, did I?
Oh, so what are you going to do, Gov? Huh? What? Just sit there all day moping?
No. The bed's too wet. Come on. Come on, let's get on with it. Have you found the lock?
Sir?
Front door.
It's down there.
Thank you.
If you could be careful, sir, that is evidence.
Yes, I will, all right. I've got a bag, please. Thank you. Oh, there you are, son. Dear good little pig. See if you can find another Yale lock in the flat, will you? When you've done that, get these checked for fingerprints. I'm off to see her mum.
Estate collection. She has a young kid. All the other filth have put in.
No, I'm a stepmother. Well, you know that. Or was, I mean. Not her real mum. Not that that ever made any difference to us.
You were pretty close then, were you?
Yeah. Oh, she had a tough life, poor kid. Real mum died. I come on the scene. And then her dad walked out on both of us.
Oh, hello there. Is this him, is it? This
Yeah,
one?
yeah. Come on, out. What have I told you? I ain't gonna be long, all right?
Does he know?
No. Well, would you like to tell him? No, he thinks his mum's gone away for a couple of weeks. Oh, he'll be all right here. You can tell that to social services if they ask.
Look, I know this is a difficult time.
Was it torched, the flat? Well, you're CID. You wouldn't be here if it was a gas leak.
Definitely wasn't a gas leak, that much I can tell you.
Well, there's not a lot I can tell you either.
Did you know her boyfriend?
Which one? She got through a lot.
Here's what her latest, what was his name? Oh, yes, Philip Aspinall.
And either he turned up drunk, bashed Matthew.
Do you know where I can find him?
No. No. Me and Nat never discussed men. Too much in common. Always attracted to scroats. Always hoping they'd turn out different. Oh, no chance.
across from control.
Yes, Arthur.
The DCI wants to see you. Now.
Come in.
Yes, Jim.
Natalie Bell. Initial pathologist's report. No smoking. A lungs large dent at the base of the skull. She was dead before the fire. So, the torching of the flat was either a coincidence or a botched attempt at a cover-up.
Pathologists put the time of death 1 hour, maybe 2, before the start of the fire. And the front door hadn't been forced.
How can we tell that? The place was a shambles.
Because the fireman had to force the front door to get in. Which means?
Which means Natalie opened the door to the murderer.
Yes. Or the murderer had a key.
And it couldn't have been an accident. This, bang on the head.
No, she was found in the middle of the living room floor. There's nothing she could bang her head on. I met her kid this morning. Natalie's. First time ever after doing business with his mother for 2 years. Anyway, what are you looking at, eh? What's wrong with you?
I was just wondering what you were doing.
Me? I'm catching up on my paperwork on a needs-to-know basis. What goes in the bin, no one needs to know. Right, so, there you go. I want you to take that down to the incinerator. I'm going to go to the collator's office. Oh, any joy with those keys?
Only one person's prints found on them. Confirmed from reports as Natalie's. And no other locks in that flat. But, that mystery Yale, it'll fit Mrs. Gilbert's place, surely.
Of course.
Ah, Jack. Jim Allen's just told me about the cause of death.
Yes, trust a pathologist to muck up your theory.
So you'll be looking elsewhere than Lansdale and Co. now, I hope.
Well, nobody's out of the frame yet. Though I did discover that Natalie Bell's child is of mixed parentage, so things are looking a little less black and white.
Not in public order terms, unfortunately. Tonight'll be the test. When darkness falls. No going home for me, I'm afraid.
No, sir. Still give Mrs. Mullet a chance to catch up on her reading.
What's Tanner doing?
Oh, he's doing a bit of personal filing for me, sir.
How's he shaping up?
Very well. He's turning out to be a right little black Berkshire. Black Berkshire, sir. Superior kind of pig. Pig? Oink, oink.
Aspinall. Trouble is, people don't put things back in the right order.
Yes, I know what you mean, Ernie. I have the same problem. You know, a tidy office is like a red rag to some people.
Aspinall. The name does ring a bell. He's not on the computer, you say?
Nothing officially known, and I haven't got his address. That is why I've come to the font of all knowledge.
Leave it with me.
All right, how long? 1 year, 2?
Aspinall.
Thank you, Ernie. Hey, Tanner. Got those keys?
Yes, I have to say.
Thank you. I've got to go over and see Doreen Gilbert anyway. Need someone to identify the body. Oh, yes, Mr. Mullet was asking after you. I paid you a compliment. I don't think he realises it, though.
When?
Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. I'm sorry, but she does have to be formally identified, and you are closer to it than anyone.
Yeah, right.
Thanks. Oh, I'm sorry, but while we're here, I hope you don't mind. Found some keys at Natalie's flat. And one of the Yales is a bit of a mystery. I wonder whether it fitted your door here.
She never had a key to this place. Well, you can try if you like.
No, it's all right, love. If you say so, that's good enough for me. Philip Aspinall's, perhaps?
Oh, I've no idea. I mean, I told you before, I don't know nothing about him.
Oh, no, thanks. Okay. Oh!
Matthew, don't have any more of them sweets.
Till tomorrow, then.
Good.
Thank you.
Bye.
You didn't tell her what the pathologist said.
No, best not to tell her everything. Wicked stepmothers are always in the frame. You're on mortuary duty with her, by the way.
Me?
Yes. Called positive discrimination, son. Means that you get all the best jobs. By the way, I'm sorry if I got a bit maudling this morning. I sometimes get overwhelmed by self-knowledge, you know, sudden realisation that I'm bloody useless. It's my only vice. Well, the only one that they can't sack me for.
I don't know. I can't make out whether you really care or not, Gav.
Can't you? Good. Drive on.
I thought Mark must be working for him. Errol drops him off sometimes. It weren't till last night I twigged what they're working at.
Where did you get that?
In the pub last night, Mark Lansdale sold it to me. They was doing a good trade.
I always said that you were a diamond.
I've got to go.
Natalie. Hey. Lansdale, I'm sorry to disturb you. Do you think I might come in, please? Is Mark here?
If he was, you wouldn't be. What do you want?
To apologise.
You could have done that in public, not sneak up here after dark.
Yes. Well, I hope you'll accept it anyway. Manners never were my strong point. Perhaps brains weren't either. My enthusiasm tends to get the better of me. Sorry. I noticed that Mark was making a collection this morning for Natalie's little boy.
What are you going to tell me? That he nicked the money?
No. No. I just wondered if Mark knew Natalie. Personally.
Personally?
Well, Matthew is of mixed parentage. And I don't want to be offensive, but I just thought that...
You don't know who Matthew's father is?
No.
It's no secret. Richie Gibbs.
Richie Gibbs? I thought he was new to the area.
He was here before, left soon after Matthew was born. Not because he's black, and that's what all black guys do.
Why then?
Because Natalie was more of a Tom than I am.
And as your flat is directly opposite Natalie's, I wonder if you noticed anything last night?
Not until the fire engine arrived, no.
What about other times? You know, people coming in, going out?
I don't take notice.
It's just that I think that whoever torched Natalie's flat must have known her pretty well. Must have known that little Matthew spent a couple of nights each week at his grand's. Either that, or he was a complete bastard who couldn't care less.
Sound like you're looking for a white man, either way.
What happened? Morning is broken, sir. And I brought you a cup of tea.
Eastern Estate?
Non-event, sir. Sandy Longford said you'll always make page 3. Police chief overreacts, something like that.
Your nan won't be long, Matthew. We're waiting here.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh! Hello, Matthew.
Right.
Yeah. Would you like to come and help me play with these cars? Yes, a good lad. Come on, then. Come on, I'll tell you what we've got to do. Quick, come on. I'll tell you what we've got to do. We've got to get all these cars into the lift and park them on top of the garage. Do you know how to work the lift? Well, go on, then. You try and see if you can work that out. It's all right, Hazel. Don't worry about us. It'll take us a good 5 minutes to park these cars, won't it? You can have a cup of tea. Go on. Go on. Right. Right, you work the lift. That's it. Up he goes. He's got to go up the top there. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's your mum's boyfriend. Has he got a car?
Yeah.
Ah.
A red one.
A red one. He's got a red car. Well, what sort of red is his car, then?
That one.
It's that sort of red, is it? Oh, that's a nice red, that one. Right, here we go. Up there. Have you ever been for a ride in it?
Yeah.
Have you? Where did you go?
His house.
You went to his house, did you? Can you remember the address of his house?
33.
33, yes.
King George Gardens.
King George Gardens. Well, very good. You drive them down. Go on, away they go. Oh, he's crashed into the barrier. Oh, no. We're going to have the ambulance now. Look, you get the rest of the cars down. I'll get the ambulance. All right?
Where's WPC Wallace? I come to do a bit of PR to check up on the bereaved. And what do I find? You interviewing a 3-year-old on his own in flagrant breach of pace, the child protection guidelines, and the rules of evidence.
I was only trying to keep the poor kid entertained. You know, Wallace, she's useless with cars. See the way she drives the Panda?
You set it up.
So what?
So what? He's probably still in trauma after his assault.
He's not in trauma.
How do you know?
Look, all I want is Aspinall. And now I've got his address, right?
All you've got is the uncorroborated word of a 3-year-old.
Then I'll corroborate it. Hardly scumbag country, is it? If I'm not back in 10 minutes, send in the cavalry, will you?
Sorry, doorbell always rings when you're in the shower, doesn't it?
Philip Aspinall?
No.
Oh. Police. You ought to get a mortise lock fitted to this door, sir. That Yale won't keep burglar Bill out.
Thanks for the advice.
Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Cowden. Dave Cowden.
Detective Inspector Frost. Do you own a car, sir?
Yes. It's in for service. Why?
Colour?
Red. Look, what's the problem?
Do you mind if I come in, sir? You don't share this place with anyone, do you? Philip Aspinall?
No. Why?
And you don't know anyone called Aspinall?
No, I don't. Look, I think you got the wrong address.
You may have read in the local paper there was a fire on the East Dean estate a couple of nights ago and a young woman died. Her name was Natalie Bell.
Yeah. Yes, I read about it.
Only she had a key to your front door.
A probation officer?
Yes, sir. Inspector Frost's just interviewing him now.
Doesn't fit in with the burglars, then, I suppose. Well, can't have everything. And a quick conviction against a white will do wonders for community relations.
I first met Natalie when she was 16.
Professional contact, was it, Mr. Cowden?
Yes. She was a young offender. Just another client. Another one to try and keep out of prison. I like to think I did a good job in that respect.
You had a good rapport with her then?
Yes, I did. And she got herself pregnant, and, well, it was more important to be supportive. I wasn't involved with her officially anymore, but...
You still had a good rapport? On a regular basis?
I don't see why you have to be so offensive about it.
I'm not being offensive, Mr. Cowden. I'm just asking. You had what is known as a relationship with Natalie Bell, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Which is a highly unprofessional thing to do. Having over a female client.
There was a lot more to it than that.
You'd still be in deep khaki if you were found out, though, no matter how meaningful the relationship was.
She needed stability. Someone she could rely on. She was so tough in some ways, so vulnerable in others. Naive, almost. You didn't know her.
Well, she's certainly got stability now, Mr. Cowden. Terminal stability. Where were you in the early hours of yesterday?
At home, in bed.
Can anyone confirm this, apart from your teddy bear?
My partner.
Your partner? Is that your business partner, your dancing partner?
My girlfriend.
Oh, your girlfriend. You like to put it about a bit, don't you, Mr. Cowden?
My relationship with Natalie wasn't exclusive. For either of us.
She was your bit of rough.
I did what I could for her. And for Matthew.
Where can we find this partner of yours?
Her name's Sarah Burrows. She's a postgraduate student at Reading University. Sociology.
Don't go away. Yes. Yes. Yeah, well, if you could get the next train up, Ms. Burrows, I'm sure that Dave would appreciate it. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye. Damn. I'd have liked it to have been him. Well, I don't know. What was our Natalie playing at then, Sonny? I mean, if she was cute enough to be using me instead of vice versa, as you say, why wasn't she using that toe-rag Cowden? She could have stitched him up any time she liked.
What, blackmail?
Why not? Why was it only black guys she had the down on?
Maybe it's just good old-fashioned prejudice, Gov.
With a kid who's half black? No, it's got to be something more personal than that. Did you speak to Dad?
Pardon?
Richie Gibbs, the alleged father of Matthew.
Well, when have I had time to do that, Gov?
Well, now. Come on, off you go. And take Cotton with you, so you two can get to know each other better. Come on, chop, chop. Jack? Yes, Ernie?
Aspinall. He's got an uncle.
Has he? Well, that clinches it. We'll nail him to the floor.
You got a minute?
Yeah, decades.
Bear with me. I've started a special file. Unofficial, of course. Relatives of recidivists. Because you know, you find that quite often that though people haven't got a club number, there's a link. Here you are. Here you go, look. Philip Aspinall's mother is Eileen Aspinall, married to Raymond Tamplin. And Raymond Tamplin's brother is Peter Tamplin. Peter Tamplin. First conviction burglary, 1962. Intermittently active ever since, though he's moved around the country a fair bit. Basingstoke thought they had him last year, but some old broiler gave him an alibi. Yeah, Tamplin. Bonded warehouse. Ambush defence. Alibi witness, his common law wife, Doreen Gilbert. Further convictions?
The lying cow.
Police, love.
Errol's not in.
Oh, no, we're not looking for Errol today. Richie Gibbs, please.
Richie!
Chose to get warm, but your money quick, let's keep this smooth. It's been a long summer and kind of hot, but if this was Star Trek, I'll be Mr. Spot, cause I'm cool, calm, kinda laid back, more potent.
So it's my turn today, yeah?
Yeah, I knew Peter Tamplin. Knew him quite well, as a matter of fact. We're just good friends now, though.
What about his nephew? You know Philip Aspinall, don't you?
Yeah.
Then why you been feeding me all that horse manure? Natalie's dead, for God's sake.
I'm not pointing the finger at no one. One person in the family playing that game's enough.
Natalie told you about a little part-time job, then?
Oh, yeah. Got quite proud of it. Especially putting all them blacks away.
Why did she do it, Doreen? The blacks?
If you'd seen what Gibbs did to her when he walked out, you wouldn't ask. Oh, he was Mr. Wonderful. The best ever. The real thing. Then he punched her in the face and left. Well, she hated him for that. And that girl could really, really hate when she felt like it. She hated him and she hated the rest of them. She was obsessed with it. Lived for it. Oh, and then you came on the scene. Answer to her prayers, you were. They had the last laugh, though, don't they?
So what you're saying is that someone she informed on found out?
No, I'm not. I'm saying that she was a stupid, stupid cow. Look, get out of here with that thing, will you? Get right outside. And stay away from the stairs.
Does Aspinall know that she was a grass?
No.
You sure?
Yes. But he'll think I am if you don't sod off. And if I go the same way as Natalie, that little beggar out there's got no one.
Yes, he has. He's got his dad.
Me keep it. I was proud of it. I still am.
It's, just something we had to clarify. Obviously, with the death of Matthew's mother.
He's my son, right? If that's all you wanted to know, you know it.
A birth certificate is only a bit of paper, Mr. Gibbs. I mean, fatherhood does go a bit deeper, you know.
Don't you tell me that, man. I love that boy.
Okay, let's just take it easy, eh? But you've had a tough time of it, and we understand that. Why don't you, sit down? We need your help, Mr. Gibbs, to find the person who killed your son's mother. Now,
Obviously, you don't have to help us. And I dare say you've seen enough of the police in the last day or two. But, you see, anything you can tell us, anything, would be really useful. For elimination purposes, if nothing else. And then we'll leave you in peace.
Where can I find Aspinall, Doreen?
I don't know.
You're lying. You lied in court for Tamplin, and you're lying for his scumbag nephew now.
You don't even know him.
You're trying to protect the guy that thumped your grandson. Who's to say he didn't come back and thump Natalie?
Oh, you're living in cloud cuckoo land. Of course he'd come back. They kissed and made up.
Oh, don't give me that. Not the way that she felt about him.
He brung her a present. Oh, you could always get round Natalie with a present. She could always be bought. You should know that.
What do you mean, present? What present? What? The camcorder. From Cordorado. Smell you. What have you seen there? Come here, come here. Who is it? That's him, isn't it? That's Aspinall. It is. Sit down there, sit down. Damn. Where's the phone?
It's over there, but it ain't working. Matthew ripped the wire.
I had to get away from that bitch. She was bad news.
In what way, Richie?
Everywhere. Spiteful. Sleeping around. She didn't look after Matthew right.
Are you saying she neglected him?
She have something better to do.
So you walked out?
She was bad news.
But you left Matthew with her.
He was a baby. You ever hear of a black man allowed to take his baby?
So where did you go?
To Jamaica. I got an uncle there, but there's no work.
And when did you get back?
Last month.
Nice long holiday, then. Don't keep doing that, please, sir. It's not polite.
He asked me for help, so I'm helping, right? So you can shut your mouth.
And when you got back here to Denton,
I thought she'd be long gone.
Natalie.
Shock up somewhere else. Matthew been fostered out or adopted or something. But we see them in the park. And he looks so grown up, you know? Such a fine young boy. Like looking at a photo of myself when me was young. So I think about it a couple of days when I go up to her. Nothing heavy, no hassle, just easy. Just to speak to my son. And she spit at me. In the street, in front of my son, she spit at me. And then me hear she's still living here on the East Dean. And me hear about this boyfriend Aspinall. And me hear what kind of man he is. And my son in there with the two of them.
and that's why you were around at Natalie's flat. I meant the other morning. You know, when we called round, I saw you there. Yeah?
Aspinall hit my son and she let him. She don't fit to have that boy. I went and tell her that. Next thing, I'm in the police station, fingered for burglary along with Errol and Mark.
Yeah, well, that wasn't quite the next thing, was it? Before you were in the police station, Natalie Bell was dead. Huh? I got to caution you that you don't have to say anything further. But that anything you do say will be taken down and may be used in evidence. Do you understand? Is there anything else you want to tell me? Did you see Natalie after the row about Aspinall? Richie, did you go round to her flat the following night? Maybe you were still angry about what had happened to Matthew. Huh?
Oh, I think we'd best carry on this discussion down the Nick. Come on, Dad, on your feet.
I'm going off your head. Drop it. Up. Don't be a prat. What? You got the cuffs?
No, somebody's nicked mine.
Well, then call for some uniform.
What? Oh, we can handle him.
Hey!
10 minutes down the road. You can drive. I'll cuddle in the back.
He'll kill me. Kill me.
What's he coming up here for, anyway?
Pete left some address. His middleman will take the gear.
Well, you just sit there. I'll let him in. Philip Aspinall?
Who the hell are you?
Detective Inspector Frost.
Slag.
Hey!
Oh! Oh, Phil! Oh. Phil! Phil! I never said nothing. He's taken Matthew!
Frost to control.
Urgent assistance required.
What's up, Jack? Got a puncture?
I've cocked up an arrest. The kid's been taken hostage.
All units.
Suspect vehicle, white Renault van. Index Bravo 326. November Lima Sierra.
Approach with caution. Potential child hostage on board. Reported leaving the Melrose estate.
Melrose?
Driver believed to be Philip Aspinall, wanted for questioning. Child with him believed to be Matthew Bell.
He's got Matthew!
Oh, shut it! Just stay back.
You have to stop him, man!
Heading north along Imlac Road.
OK, Imlac, where is it?
It's across Roper Avenue.
Behave yourself! Leave it, we got a body.
I've caught him again. He's turning into Leeson Road, heading west. units into deserted factory in Horsefield Road. I'm investigating. Van's here. I can't see Aspinall.
Where's Matthew?
Sit still! What's Gibbs doing here? Joined the specials, is he?
No, but he's more or less coughed at a murder, Guff.
Is he?
Oh! Matthew! Matthew!
Get after him, will you, for God's sake? You all right, are you, Cotton? Pity.
Richie!
Come on, cuff him. We haven't got time to play tag. Do it!
Matthew! Matthew! Matthew!
All right, son. Where's the man, the penny? Where is he? He's up there, is he? Well, you come to me. Come on. Quick, jump. He's a good boy. That's it. Well done. Quick. Good boy. That's 2 out of 3. Go on, you go and get Aspinall.
There's no way you're getting out of here. Why don't you just pack it in before the heavy mob get here? You're only making it worse, Phil. Look, come on, mate! Phil! Oh, come on!
Got him yet?
I think he's, up there somewhere.
Look out! Right, son. That's it.
You lot stay back! Phil, look, do yourself a favour. It's not worth the hassle, really. We only want you for burglary. Phil? Phil! You all right, Gus?
No, I'm not. I'm getting too old for this sort of thing.
Get in a situation, Things seem a good idea, don't they? Grabbing an hostage, dropping iron bars on filth. Don't mean you're all bad.
Who stitched you up?
What?
Your hand.
Health centre at Basingstoke. That's where most of the gear is. Pete Tamplin's got a couple of lockups over there. He's your man, really. Good old Uncle Pete. I'm just in because I know a bit about alarms. When I was a shop fitter, like. Before he led me astray. I can tell you where to find him. If you'd do me a bit of good. It's a choker, innit, Sambo? When you think about it. The only reason I'm sitting here now is I slapped that snotty little half-caste.
So you did go around Natalie's flat the following night?
I couldn't leave it, man. I have to tell her what I think.
You were still wound up about Matthew getting hurt. The tape, please, Richie.
Your son get beaten and you wound up?
Natalie let you in.
She don't afraid of me. She just treat me like dirt.
All right. So she let you in. Then what happened? Did you quarrel?
She slagged me off. She laughed at me. She tell me I ain't got no right. I ain't the father and I got no right. She tell me that and she turn around and pick up a thing and get her. And she fall on the floor.
What did you hit her with, Richie?
Something I have in my hand. A wooden thing. Shaped like a boat, you know? I hit her once.
What did you do with it?
I burn it.
You mean you burnt the flat?
I hit her once. And she died on me. I stand there looking at her. Nothing I can do. I think to myself, do a runner, you're bound to get sauce. But burn the place, and who can say? Think tough it out, man. Then you still see your boy. Only she don't burn. Will I see my boy now?
It's a good result in the end, Gov.
Yes. Wrong colour for Mr. Mullet, though. Still, Chamber of Commerce will be pleased, I suppose. Come on. Come on, let's go out.
Where to?
To see Mrs. McKendrick's dog. I've just remembered it's a witness. Indecent exposure. It bit a flasher where it counts. Him and Mrs. McKendrick are going to give me a description. Oh, can't stop, sir. Got to see a dog about a man.
I was going to call you both.
Oh, if there's a commendation going, I think my little black Berkshire should get it.
Would you wait in my office, please, Carl?
What?
Now, sir.
Yes, please.
I'm moving DC Tanner elsewhere.
Not already, sir. Haven't had a chance to teach him any of my bad habits yet.
The placement was misguided. To be frank, I now realize that officers such as DC Tanner need to be nurtured and protected, not exposed to the prejudiced, insensitive, and downright offensive attitudes with which you seem to be ingrained.
As long as it was nothing personal, sir.